Expressive Avenues Wellness Practice for Active Aging Adults supports STAC, which is the acronym for the Scaffolding Theory of Aging and Cognition. So, how is Expressive Avenues Wellness stacking up? In Part 1, Expressive Avenues Wellness practices shifting attention with exercises like ball toss. Participants go from focused attention, what do they need to accomplish, to open attention, what does the group need to accomplish. The exercise coordination flow creates a dissonance between left and right, so that participants strengthen their ability to shift their focus between concurrent tasks. Now remember, shifting attention between concurrent tasks is the phrase I use instead of multitasking, which is now widely considered to be a myth, and I think it's misleading. Concurrent tasks may not roll off the tongue as easily, but I think it's more accurate. And moving meditation combines it all. Focus and attention on the 12 individual steps, concurrent task shifting between upper and lower body, and moving meditation adds a global or holistic picture of the entire movement. 2 complete cycles on the right and the left. Building a strong scaffold also means practicing moving their corrected physical alignment in the external world and their internal alignment. The exercises gaze, spatial awareness, and breathing basics establish muscle memory, reinforcing the connection between mind and body. In Part 2, participants' gaze broadens, neurons connect, and new areas of their brain become energized. The spatial awareness games practice that connection. When your body moves in that better alignment, your brain and your muscles start working together more smoothly. With repetition, your nervous system learns the pattern, so the movement starts to feel more natural and effortless. That's muscle memory. And breathing basics connects internal diaphragmatic breathing to external physical practices. Part 3 introduces creative recall. In general, creative recall is a mental process, but Expressive Avenues Wellness has taken that process and broken it down into 3 distinct exercises. Object retrieval, which is primarily image-based, was introduced to the practice beginning week 13 and then continues weekly, gradually increasing the cognitive load by doing things like increasing the number of objects a participant would place, changing that location in mid-class, and comparing the difference in recall between writing down the location in their journals to creating and holding a mental image of the location in their mind. Take that object and place it somewhere in the room and leave it there. Make a mental note of where that object is, then gather back together to begin the warm-up. Now, ask the participants to stop in a neutral position and remind themselves of where the object is that they placed in the room, and to now go and retrieve the object and then come back. Semantic Fluency, which is primarily linguistic or words, was introduced in Lesson 29. Semantic Fluency practice can be done as an individual or with a group. Space for Semantic Fluency is on page 21. This gives participants a tangible vehicle for comparison when the game is repeated. Then ask participants to choose a category, like, for instance, animals. Then, once you give them the signal, they're to write down as many different animals as they can think of. You'll set the timer, you'll start the timer and they'll begin, and then you will stop the timer at 60 seconds. Now, most groups really like this exercise, and you can of course repeat it with other categories, endless numbers of categories. Once I introduced this exercise, I used it whenever I sensed that the group needed a break. And image recollection, which is primarily sensory. You start by asking all the participants to have a seat around a table and put their hands behind their back so that you can place a small object in their hands without them seeing. Then, taking turns going around the table, ask each participant to describe what they feel in their hand. Not what they think the object is, but what do they feel. For instance, one object might be a coin. Most participants will recognize what the object is immediately. But remind them that the goal of this exercise is not to guess what the object is, but to describe how it feels. Next week, part 4, blocking, stair-stepping, and improvisation.
And don't forget,